Every cricketer downfall explained in 10 minutes. In the golden era of cricket, a career was a marathon. A legend would slowly fade away over a decade, retiring with a lap of honor and a standing ovation. But today, the game has changed. In 2026, the peak of a superstar is a narrow ridge, and the fall is a vertical drop. You can be the king of the world on Monday and a forgotten name by Friday. We aren't just talking about aging veterans. We are talking about icons in their absolute prime, men with world-leading stats and millions of fans who simply vanished. This is every major cricketer downfall of the modern era, explained in 10 minutes. We begin with the most shocking exile in modern history, Babar Azam. Between 2021 and 2023, Babar wasn't just a player. He was the undisputed king of Pakistan. He was the only batter consistently challenging the global Fab Four for the #1 spot across all formats. But by early 2026, the crown had shattered, following a disastrous T20 World Cup, where he managed just 91 runs at a strike rate that fans mocked as Dot Bradman levels. The PCB took drastic action. In March 2026, Babar was sensationally excluded from the ODI series against Bangladesh. The official reason? Fitness issues and technical struggles. But the truth was deeper. Babar refused to play in the domestic national T20 Cup, leading to a standoff with a management that now prioritizes strike rates over status. He has opted to skip major tournaments to rework his technique. But for many, the sight of a benched Babar signifies the end of an era. While Babar's fall was tactical, Jofra Archer's was tragic. In 2019, Archer was the most feared human being on a cricket pitch. He bowled the super over that won England the World Cup and delivered the bouncer that shook the cricketing world at Lord's. He was a generational talent destined to break every record. But then, the injuries started. A relentless cycle of stress fractures turned the world's fastest bowler into a ghost. By the 2026 T20 World Cup, England handed him a vote of confidence by including him in the squad despite a side strain. But his presence was a shadow of 2019. He has become a glass cannon, one of the most potent weapons in history that the team is now too afraid to fire for fear of it breaking permanently. The cold reality of the modern game is perhaps best illustrated by Jason Roy. In 2019, Roy was the heartbeat of England's aggressive revolution. But by 2026, the system decided it was done with him. After terminating his ECB contract to chase the security of Major League Cricket in the US, Roy found himself ghosted by the selectors. He represents a new type of downfall, the league's over-loyalty exile. A player who is still statistically elite, but is treated as a stranger by his own national side because he chose financial stability over a central contract. Then there is the case of Mohammed Shami. Just 3 years ago, Shami was the hero of the 2023 World Cup, finishing as the leading wicket-taker. However, the February 2026 BCCI central contract announcement sent shockwaves through the sport. Shami's name was nowhere to be found. Despite spearheading Bengal's attack in domestic cricket, the 35-year-old was completely phased out. The selectors offered no clarity, leading to a public fallout where Shami hit out at the board, saying it wasn't his job to keep them updated on his fitness. It is a silent, bitter end for a man who gave his blood and sweat to the Indian jersey, now reduced to a domestic workhorse with no road back to the national team. And then there is the big show, Glenn Maxwell. In late 2023, he played arguably the greatest ODI innings in history. But the fallout of such high-intensity brilliance was swift. After a nightmare 2025 IPL season where he averaged a shocking 8 runs, Maxwell made the ultimate sacrifice for his mental health. In December 2025, he officially withdrew from the IPL 2026 auction, ending a 13-season run. He penned an emotional goodbye to fans, acknowledging that the game had finally asked too much of him. Maxwell didn't lose his talent. He lost his desire to be a part of the machine. Perhaps no story is more heart-wrenching than that of Prithvi. At 18, he was the next Tendulkar. But by the 2026 IPL auction, the unthinkable happened. For the second year in a row, the bidding room stayed silent. Shaw went unsold at a base price of just 75 lakhs. From being a 7.5 crore retention to a player no franchise would touch, Shaw's decline is a stark warning. Now, representing Maharashtra after a fresh start move, he is fighting to prove that his 35% body fat and disciplinary issues are in the past. It is a lonely road back for a boy who once had the world at his feet. Then we come to Shreyas Iyer, a story of a power struggle that turned into a professional nightmare. In 2025, Iyer became the most expensive player in IPL history, signed for a staggering 26.75 crore by Punjab Kings. But while his bank account grew, his standing with the BCCI plummeted. In the 2026 contract shakeup, he was demoted to Grade B. Despite leading KKR to a title and winning the 2025 Champions Trophy, Iyer remains on thin ice. He is a golden boy no more, constantly battling a board that proved it could strip his contract in an instant. His downfall wasn't a loss of skill, but a loss of trust from the powers that be. The modern era has also introduced a new kind of downfall, the choice. Trent Boult and Heinrich Klaasen both vanished at their absolute peak. Boult chose the life of a global freelancer, leaving New Zealand to play major finals without him. Klaasen, the world's most destructive hitter, retired at 33, citing mental burnout. They didn't fall, they walked away, proving that in 2026, the pressure of the international calendar is the greatest enemy of the modern star. Finally, we look at Steve Smith, a legend of the Fab Four who found himself outdated. In early 2026, after going unsold in the IPL auction and being snubbed for Australia's T20 World Cup squad, Smith did the unthinkable. He signed for the Sialkot Stallions in the Pakistan Super League. The man who defined Test cricket for a decade is now a T20 wanderer, fighting for relevance in leagues while the national team looks toward a younger, faster future. Whether it is the tragedy of the body, the weight of the crown, or the temptation of the franchise, the downfall of a cricketer in 2026 is faster and more ruthless than ever before. These men didn't just play the game, they defined it. And yet, the stadium lights stay on long after they have walked into the shadows. Their stories remain as a testament to the fragility of greatness. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please drop a like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.